Everybody, I'm CJ Miller. I'm in Shreveport, Louisiana, across the Red River, beautiful Bossier City, Louisiana, and I'm here in my apartment at my table where I'm doing some art. So I want to invite you to come check out Shreveport when you get here. If you come, let me know what you think of our town in the comments. Um, I'm very, very happy of my hometown. And always want to invite people to come check us out. I think we have a lot to share with people. So, this is the acrylic on canvas that I've been working on in this series that I call Paintings in Progress. My format is that I do a little bit of work on the canvas, and then I'll come back and I'll do a video or two about it. Sometimes the work is uh, um, small, and then sometimes the work has a bigger effect overall. So where I was working with the building some atmosphere, I don't want to go overboard, but we had some negative space here, so I wanted to kind of provide a balance as I'm kind of doing this angular formation in my mind. I'm seeing this in uh, angles, kind of a spindle, uh, you know. Uh, so I'm seeing kind of a natural motion. And that started with going all the way back how I took the Thalio blue and the titanium white in various degrees and went back and forth to create just the coating of the canvas. And then took like a heavily bristled brush and kind of etched into the paint once I got it on there thick to create these textures upon the canvas to create kind of a very rustic look with these ridges into the background. So that was kind of cool. Um, and I even this last little bit where I got to, you can go back and look at the other things to see the process. The only thing I really knew that I was doing was doing kind of like an outdoor wilderness scenic kind of thing. I didn't necessarily know uh, the content that was going to be on this canvas, the narrative I was going to be telling until I got into it. You can go back and look at those if you're interested and follow along. But basically, I wanted the textured look to continue throughout the various bits. So there's heavy textures on here. There's a lot of movement. Actually, this is particularly smooth, the water here, uh, uh, that picks up some reflection of some of the uh, uh, forestry, whatever, some of the greenery. Um, and yeah, so that's kind of cool. That's where we are. I just, this last little bit, what I mainly did was I went back and forth with some ebony black and titanium white and just kind of went back and forth and created little bits of, not too much in some areas, but a little bit more over here to create kind of a balance, kind of a partly cloudy effect in this wonderful, uh, colorful sky. And what I wanted to do was create kind of a motion of these clouds that were kind of a tighter formation, but then kind of, were kind of moving apart. So I kind of like that. So they're becoming, uh, a looser formation. Uh, and so that's great. So that's, uh, I feel that I've been quite happy with that. And went back and forth between, adding bits of, you know, nothing but the ivory black and then nothing but the titanium white. And then there were portions in building this on the layers of it that I went through and I created various bits of the black and white to come together and make sort of the hue of a gray. and thinly spread it so that some of the Thalio blue and titanium white blending of the background kind of peeks through on top of that. And we even can kind of see some echoing here. This kind of was already there. I didn't have to do anything. Some of the lighter areas in the center of the canvas, because basically what I did was I put, to start out with, I put like some blue and then some white right across the middle, and just took a brush and just went to town with it, and came across that blending. So, and having done that, it paid off because it gives a definition to this canvas that is, where it's not all one shade, one color, and then all this sitting on top of it, but there's various shades of the blue playing against the atmosphere, which gives movement and depth and, just perspective that I would not be able to create if I were just going across a straight, one color, one tone, one density kind of thing. I wouldn't be able to capture that effect. So just a little playing around. Something else that I've done was I've kind of given a little shadow to this particular area that I felt was lacking in a little bit of it was one of those things that it wasn't quite standing out to me, this particular area. And what I wanted to do, versus creating a popping green, is I wanted it to stand out by giving it a little bit of a shadow, a darkness, a recess, if you will, it from the more neutral tones. I wanted to kind of give it kind of a shadowy depthness, and in that way it kind of lets it stand out a little bit, gives it a little bit of continuity with the darkness and the grays that we see over here. Now, so this effect, this cloud effect, made with the exact same hues that created this stone structure that's kind of just jutting out in some of the deeper water off here. So, and I know that it's there's almost a, this is an expressionist, but there's almost a surreal effect that's going on here when we have the this really, really large structure that is dwarfing the wilderness and these trees that are in the foreground. So that's not something that would probably happen this close to the shoreline, but that's really kind of cool. That's a little bit of, that's what makes this an expression piece. And kind of lends itself to the style of my hero of canvas work, Vincent van Gogh, who yeah. I'm happy for the comparisons when it happens, because I get told that a lot. Oh my God, look at Van Goghish. Although his work is extremely detailed sometimes. He did that really famous Starry Night. There was actually 3 of them in the series of Starry Night. There's 3 of them, and with the one that with that little tower off to the side, I kind of like that effect, and that was the view. I think that it was the view that he of him in an asylum. The view from his window inspired that painting. So, and people don't know, like, what is this structure? It's kind of nondescript or whatever. For me, I think it must have been, oh, okay, this is where the asylum is, and this, to me, it looks like it represents the asylum. But that's because I know the backstory of where it was painted, and but that may or may not be the case. That's just the story that I pick up. See, I think that's kind of cool, knowing me talking about these videos as they're progressing along. The viewers get my take on it, but someone who doesn't know this might look at it and they may have their own narrative. They may have their own takeaway from it, Um, Sometimes I come in here and I look at this and I think, oh my God, that looks like the the there's a cat, with the ear and kind of like the haunches and maybe a tail kind of wrapping around here. That happened accidentally, but I can sort of, I like things where you look at it, even in an expression form that's giving a very definition of what's going on. Like we know this is clearly, uh, hopefully clearly, if I've done my job right, you know. Kind of a river or lake, freshwater scene out in the wilderness. And even looking at it, I want people to be able to look and see in the constructs. I want them to be able to look and let their mind kind of see within the shapes and the brushes and anything that they see that their mind wants to fill in the blank and they kind of want to see. So it's kind of my um, um, expression of nature, but also in a way that lends itself to something that's a little bit more abstract. Because who does not love to like gaze up at stars and say, "Oh, I see a this, or I see a that, or I see a whatever," And that's kind of the quality that I look for when I do uh, paintings that reflect nature. You know. And no, this isn't a finished painting, but I'm definitely still working on it and will be for some time. It's probably, it'll probably go to auction unless I get a bid from another buyer before then. And so, either way, if this goes to auction, it'll benefit a charity, a 12-step charity. And of course, if it gets sold, then it will go to benefit me because I will be able to replenish art supplies because otherwise I'm going to have to save up and buy some more. So the good news about you guys is that it'd be like maybe uh, um, you won't see more paintings and progress videos after this one until I get some more supplies one way or the other. But yeah. Uh, I sure do like this one though, and if you get into it, you see all the different. There's bits of yellow that just from a distance we don't necessarily like from back here. You don't know that there's like little touches and nuances that kind of fill in uh, almost in a you know points of color kind of way. There's bits of the red that play off against some places, that kind of blend in, and they're just for uh, to break up just one solid swipe, you know, and then an abstract way give themselves uh, to the idea of what nature could look at. See in the far distance, you can let your mind play with this, and where do the trees end, and where do the waves end, and where do they end up kind of giving themselves into a far off piece of rock, like this one appears a big rock. Is that another one back there uh, behind some of those clouds and that pink atmosphere of the sunset? Uh, the dusk, the twilight. Where will we go from here? I'm excited to find out. I don't know the full story of what this completed painting is going to look like, and that is exciting to me. And I hope that you have as much fun, uh, you know, being entertained by these quirky little videos that I do as I actually do making them and making the paintings that I do. So thank you, and love and light. Peace. Goodbye.